It is a very great and good Wednesday morning. We want to welcome you to Daily Dive. Right now, you're looking at Jax Beach, where there's only a couple of folks out there putting their toes in the sand. And you know why? Because there are no more restrictions, so they don't really have to get out there early today if they choose to. We are talking about so many stories this morning. And again, we just want to welcome you in because this is a big day for the First Coast. You're talking about all of the restrictions being lifted for Jacksonville Beach, out there in Neptune, Atlantic Beach as well. So this is a pretty big deal, and a lot of you say you've been waiting on this, so we want to hear from you and let us know using that heart emoji if you plan to go, and maybe the angry one if you don't plan to go. But again, we want to welcome you here and say good morning to you, Rihanna. Good morning, Diane. Good morning to you, Justice. And good morning to you, Melissa. Just a couple of the names that I can see right there. But first, let's welcome Keitha Nelson. Keitha, do you have the baby with you?
Morning. No, Trey was just in a mood to chit chat way too much. I just,
Well, then we're
give
going
him
to
to his
take you right
dad.
back out. We're going to take you back out. You don't have the baby with you, so it's okay. Steve, and welcome to you, my friend.
Good morning. Good
to see
morning.
you both as always.
You as
How are y'all
well.
doing today? Y'all doing all right?
Hanging in there.
Pretty good. You know what? I'm excited about the zoo opening up. I'm still a little nervous. Should I go? Should I not go? I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm glad
We'll
you
talk
just
about it.
brought that up as well, Keitha. So yes, the zoo is going to be reopening, and things are going to be a little different out there. So of course, yeah, the animals, they're going to be there. They're going to be the same, but the way you get in, so they're going to be 3 time slots that are available to guests, from 8 to 11, from 11:30 to 2:30, and then from 3 to 6. Now, there's only going to be 1,500 tickets that can be sold per time block. Again, those times are from 8 to 11, from 11:30 to 2:30, and from 3 to 6 p.m. So still a lot that everybody's talking about. There's going to be some hand sanitizing stations throughout the zoo for those exhibits and whatnot. And, Mayor Curry was saying yesterday in his presser, hey, if we would all just be responsible, then they won't have to take anything, away, and we can kind of ease our way back into this thing. But if folks aren't responsible, then we'll have to see what happens in the future. So again, we're asking you all, do you plan to go? Kim says in chess, the pawns go first. So
What did she
Kim,
say?
In chess, the pawns go first.
in the game of chess, the pawns go first. In other words, she won't be out there. You have Jamie that says, I am going to the beach, going to catch some waves. All right. Steve, somebody giving you a shout out for the headphones, as always.
I'm getting hey, I don't know if that's sarcastic or not, but appreciate it.
I think it might be there.
I think some sunshine can do us some good, but again, you just do so responsibly, right? I am a little hesitant, but on the beach cam when it was full screen before Brooks, I counted 12 people. It was just 12 people, like you see more than that walk around your neighborhood if you take the dogs out for a walk or go for a run around the neighborhood. So it's just one of those things where you have control over it, right? Of the sense of how you behave in that situation. So if you're going out to the beach, you want to get some sun, you walk out there and you see way too many people, turn around and go home, right?
Look, can I be completely honest? I'm not a big beach fan. I love to go to the pool and whatnot. I just hate the sand being in my car for 3 months later. Too much. So I'm not a big beach fan. So you probably won't catch me out there anyway. But it has nothing to do with the restrictions. It's just simply, or the lack of restrictions. It's just more of I'm just not a beach person.
Angela said right in time for my Mother's Day beach day. Yeah. I understand. But I was thinking about that too, Mother's Day. So I'm sorry, Brooks. I'm like jumping ahead, but
come on, do it.
Just put me there. So I'm thinking about Mother's Day in my head, and for me, I always tell my husband I'm not big on things. I like experiences when it comes to gifts. So he is just like pulling his hair out right now, trying to figure out what to do in terms of an experience for me when everything is pretty much closed. So good luck, buddy. The beach might be our option.
Now, Keitha, this is going to be your first Mother's Day, right?
I count last Mother's Day. I was pregnant with twins, for goodness sake. I count it. A lot of people say you weren't a mom yet. Heck, I was feeling your pain. So I say this is Mother's Day number 2.
This is number 2.
That's what I say.
That is funny. That is so
But yeah,
awesome.
first Mother's Day when they're out and about. So I'm excited about it.
Well, that should be good. Hold on. Jamie said, "Do y'all know when the malls are open?" Malls are open right now. As far as Simon Properties, they're open now. I did
Yeah.
see some
Yeah, they-
some images
since
of the
Monday.
malls, and it looks like it's a ghost town out there. Not many people are there, and a lot of stores still have not reopened. Although the malls are open, and you have many stores that are. A lot of stores are not open still. So
That's a very good point because we keep on warning people. Make sure you call ahead before you go because you think, oh, all stores are open. I'm going to the mall. Not the case. Some feel that they're just not ready. They're not safe. They don't have the safety precautions in places yet. So make sure you call before you go. Because even though the town center is open, there are a lot of stores that they're not ready.
Yeah, and a lot of employees. I have some friends who work in retail, and they say, their managers and whatnot were just saying it's just not time yet. It could be time in their book. In the next 2 weeks or so, but they just don't feel comfortable yet. And I think you have some people that are a little hesitant saying, let's see kind of what happens in the first week or so and see how people react with a couple of things being reopened. And then they may decide to pick, hey, let's open or we're going to stay closed for a little bit longer. So I think many want to just keep the customers and clients safe as well as their employees too. So that's what it's about. What is Deidre saying? I'm not sure why strangers are within 6 feet of each other anytime during beach going. I never put my chairs that close to anyone. Right?
Preach.
Yes.
You go to the beach.
Was that Debbie?
Deidre saying that.
Yeah, and you sit up with your towel and your beach chair, and you're sitting there, you're reading a nice little book, and then all of a sudden someone it's right next to you. You got the whole beach. And why can't you or why are we within 6 feet of each other? Regardless, anywhere. That's like personal space, right?
That's like when you go to the gym and then there's 30 treadmills there. You're the only one on that row. Yet somebody decides they want to come right next to you. And it's just like, now, wait a minute. I know you see all these clear treadmills over here on the other side. Why in the world are you right here next to me? But, hopefully people are kind of changed as we try to practice social distancing a little bit more anyway. Just saying.
Wait, Steve, I forgot about you. You must be having a field day at the beach because you surf, so you're able to be somewhere no one else will be. That wide, vast ocean. How was that for you?
It's pretty nice. Now, of course, it's dependent on the surf, dependent on the ocean conditions and whatnot. Was out a couple of times last week, and it's nice, especially during sunrise. You get out there early. There's not many people out regardless. And if anyone's out at the beach, most of them are just walking, and it's very sparse. And we're kind of blessed in this area where there's not many surfers in one specific location. Like there's miles and miles of beaches. So you can easily, if you're looking out in the water and you see 6, 7, 8 people and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go 2 blocks that way because there's only one person or, so you have the ability to just kind of be out just away from it. It was nice to be able to connect a little bit and to also see other people doing the same. And no one was really bumping up against each other, or no one was really close to each other. It was all just kind of very mellow and very relaxing. So it's pretty cool.
So just to be clear, it's not like what these national news outlets were putting out the stock footage they were using.
Oh, absolutely.
So did you guys see the image in Atlanta? And I know I'm getting way off track, but there was an image of people lined up to buy, I believe, Jordan sneakers. And I saw that, and initially I'm just like, this is not real. This is kind of like what they did to us in national media in Florida. And so I contacted some friends who report in Atlanta. They're like, no, sister girl, that is real. I'm just like, what? But then you know what the key word is? Stimulus checks.
Well, look, you got to think about this. This is why some of the malls were kind of pushing to reopen as well. Yeah, because they know it's going to help the economy, but because people have money to spend, even if they don't. They receive some form of a check.
Them bills, but
right. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully, they're taking care of bills first, but they receive some form of money. So then it's like, well, wait, if you have a stimulus check, how are you going to spend it when everything is closed? So how about we reopen the malls? And then the malls reopen, and then people are out in line, standing for hours for a pair of Jordans, which I don't even know why you need the Jordans because there still isn't that many places to go.
Where are you going?
That's what I'm saying. Where are you going to show them off at? So you have people in a full-blown line, and I absolutely did not believe that sight. And I saw block parties from Atlanta over the weekend, and I'm just like, goodness. Did we not learn anything through this, this shutdown, this past month or so when everybody was supposed to be shut down?
Yeah,
It's where
clearly
we
not.
are. So, y'all, let's get into a couple of these topics that we have to touch before we are out of time. So, Mother's Day, as you know, is this Sunday. We kind of, talked about it a little earlier, but there's a thing. If you have not ordered your gifts yet, and you're one of those that likes to wait until the last minute, I am sometimes. Hopefully, my mother is not on here watching, but she knows how I am anyway. But if you're the type that likes to wait to the last minute, well, you may be out of luck this year because in times of a pandemic, of course, things are a bit different. Many companies saying they're experiencing some shipment delays and delivery delays. So if you don't get those orders in as soon as possible, that present may not make it in time. So I came across Amazon's Mother's Day promotion, which it has a whole slew of gifts and whatnot. And red roses, if you happen to order them today, they probably won't get here until Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. So either way, it's going to be late. So with a time where people don't feel comfortable being around their mother for Mother's Day, I always say that the moms get it best. Father's Day is cool and all, but there's nothing like Mother's Day. That's when everybody goes to church. That's when everybody gets the best gifts. That's when everybody does the most.
Not this time around. No church.
But this time it's going to be a little different. And for some, they won't be able to see their mother because, still practicing social distancing. So I think it's going to be somewhat hard for some folks who are unable to actually see their mom in person or give them that hug and that kiss that they usually depend on. So it'll probably be a different kind of Mother's Day this year.
Let's just say we should be celebrating moms every day. And I know we highlight moms on Mother's Day a little bit extra, but I mean, every day, man, moms are they're just the best. They just, that's it. Plain and simple. That's it. Every day, celebrate your mom. Spoil your mom.
Agreed.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Well, let me ask you all this. Have you all taken care of mom, getting the present yet? Since we take care of mom every day, Steve?
Well, I talk to my mom a lot, all the time. And I think nothing makes her happier and proud than to see, I think, maybe some of her quirky traits in me. Some of those are highlighted in the kitchen. Some of those are highlighted in frequencies of how clean I like to clean things, and whether that be the kitchen or house or anything like that. So that is my answer, Brooks, to your question.
My mom's so easy. Cash money, that's all she wants. Yeah. So it's like, boom, there we go. I don't even worry about it.
Mom says, give it away. Yeah, my mom, she never wants anything, and everything that she wants, I can't afford. So I let her know that. It's okay, mama.
So she's, my mom's the same. She's like, don't get me anything. She's like, she's the one who buys something for us on Mother's Day. It's like, wow, that's like this.
Right.
Like, oh, don't worry about it. No, it's fine.
She gets whatever she wants when she wants to get it. So it's like, even if I try to plan out to buy something, I can arrive to her house with it and she's going to already have it. And I'm like, but wait, I just bought you that. What in the world just happened? She's like, well, you were taking too long. And it was like, Mom, you just told me on Thursday. It's Sunday. How in the world did I take too long? But
that's my girl. Get what you want. Don't wait.
Right. But yeah, so hopefully, if you all are still looking for some, some last minute gifts and stuff, flowers always work. You may have to actually go to the store and get them and maybe find a creative way if your mom lives in the city to kind of drop them off and put them there, where if you don't see mom or something, or just finding little cute things to do. And then, of course, if you have kids, they can always do really anything, right? They could put a picture together for mom, a card for mom or grandma, and then
any type of silly crap you'll be happy with, right? That's how it works.
And there's so many ways easily to get flowers online, and so many like ways that you could just, if you are crunched for time and kind of like in an awkward situation, it's like, oh, last minute, or, I mean, there are so many ways that you could just quickly just order up a bouquet and then have it delivered right to mom, right on Mother's Day. Yeah. Or every other day or every day.
This one, what's going to be so interesting is for some of us, like me, not just Mother's Day, any type of time when it comes to giving me gifts, I just like to send me to the spot and leave me alone. But that's not an option right now. So it's going to be so interesting. Moms, I want to hear from you out there. What are you doing this Mother's Day? What can we do? For those of you who aren't really into gifts so much, you just want like an experience, what can you do? I mean, I know a lot of you are likely just headed to the beach, but I'm curious to hear from moms what your plans are.
And I do wonder if the beach is going to be kind of packed on Sunday. Even if that's your way to hang out with mom or something, so you can kind of get a little bit of space if you choose to be out there with mom and stuff. Like I said, that's usually a really big day for churches. And now with everything going virtual, kind of curious to see even how that's going to work, and how churches may celebrate and salute moms. They usually give out roses or something for people, or books and gifts and stuff. But hey, again, things are very different this year, so I'm just curious to see exactly how it's all going to be. So keep chiming in and let us know what you all plan to do for mom, and if how you plan to celebrate, I should say. So being stuck working from home, some people love it. Steve, do you love working from home?
I'm getting tired of it because I miss all you beautiful people. But I will say it's nice being able to work at your own pace, work at your own sort of realm. You kind of have that ability to say, hey, this is what I'm working on today. I could do it in this window this time. And you can choose how focused you want to be, how not focused you want to be. But it's also, there's a lot of distractions at home because you can easily just, oh, there's the kitchen, there's snacks, there's food, there's the couch.
It can be if you allow it to be distracting, right? Keith, what about you? Do you like working from home?
I'm enjoying it. Initially, I was like, "Oh, I want to go back to work. I've had enough of this." But what are we in a month
Five,
two? I don't
eight.
really know. But
week 5. Yeah,
I'm okay with it right now. I'm enjoying the extra time with my babies. I figured out how to separate my time with them versus getting my work done. I figured it out. I have a schedule going, a routine now. So I don't want the rug to be pulled out underneath me and me have to head back. But it's inevitable. It'll happen. But I'm cool with it. Staying right here for now.
Well, this new poll comes out and it says that people are getting more work done from home right now. So I've got to share this with you. There's a new survey that shows more than half of people working from home feel like they're getting more done from their home office than they would probably get if they happen to actually go into the office. So they say less time commuting or being stuck in those meetings. Those meetings that could be sent out in an email. We've all been in them. People are saying like, hey, when we cut some of that stuff out, it allows them to get down to business a little bit faster. So for those of you working from home, do you feel like are you getting more things done? Are you being more productive? I will say for me, I feel like I can get more accomplished because I'll tell you, I'm one of the social butterflies in the newsroom. So I speak to everybody and everything like that. Somebody's always walking up to my desk and I'm always getting stuck talking. So if I'm supposed to be out of there by 12 o'clock, I'm stuck there till 2 o'clock because I didn't finish simply because I was running my mouth too much and somebody came up there talking to me. So it's good to, be able to kind of have control over that because I'm stuck at home by myself. So it's good to kind of have some control over that. But again, I still miss the people. And I think sometimes having the people around can actually push you to work a little bit as well because you see everybody else being productive. And then you're like, hey, let me make sure I'm being productive. Just my thoughts on that.
Oh, totally. And I was just gonna say, Keitha, it's forced us to find ways to work smarter, not harder. So we're doing things that we may not have thought we'd be able to do in the past because we've needed. It's like we don't have a choice. So now, when everything kind of maybe goes back to the way it was, we know we have the options to do things multiple ways now. So I think it's going to change. There's the normal, like when we go back to work, I think it's going to be not what it used to be because we know there's different ways of how we can handle things and do things that we didn't think we could do before.
Yeah. Just to give you some insight into the newsroom, how things, because I think it depends, right, on the business you're in.
Absolutely.
Things will work for you at home. So for us, newsrooms are very hectic at times, get very busy. You have breaking news going on. But all of us have our own little projects that we have to get done. And it's just great to be able to focus on that project. You'll still pay attention to breaking news because sometimes you have sources, you can help out. But it's nice to be able to just focus mainly on your one thing or whatever, a billion things that you have to handle, but that's your particular project. So that's what I enjoy as well, because I love writing. Love writing. If you don't know, that's Keitha's thing. And I just like to be able to be in my own space without like a billion things going on around me and just handle it. So I'm really enjoying it.
I was saying yesterday, so I was working on something and recording something yesterday. I got back to my computer and the entire thing was out of focus. I tell you, I was Man, almost said another word, but I was really upset. So there are some challenges when you're working from home. You know what I mean? Things don't always work. The systems can crash. Things are a lot slower than they would be if you happen to be in the building. So those are some of the challenges. But then again, there's probably a little more of some time that you have to be able to do those things. So if you're at, the station, there are deadlines, and there are deadlines still right now, but at least you can start a little earlier versus when you're at the station, you come in at a certain time, you're doing it, and then it's like, all right, I've got to be out to the set by 4:30 or by 5 o'clock or whatever time it may be. And you have to be out there to the set because there is no, well, I have another minute here, I have another minute there. At least when you're home, you can decide if you want to start a little earlier or if you want to do it right on time and get it right in and take that chance. But I always say when you're working from home, there's a lot of chance that things can go wrong. So you should always try to make sure you start things a little bit earlier and just have some extra time if you do.
Well, I agree, but you also test the multitasking skills too sometimes. It depends on your work from home setup as well. I mean, a lot of folks just, post it up on their computer or their laptops. And, when you're sitting in a meeting, I'm not saying I do this. I'm not saying we all should be doing this, but when you're sitting in a meeting or you're maybe taking care of one thing, you could also be taking care of another thing and writing up something else that, is part of your workday. So I think it gives us like I said, just the options and the opportunity to find ways to work smarter and not harder.
There we go. So we're just about out of time, guys. Pull that poll back up. All right. So if you're headed to the beach today, you plan on going out there and checking it out. 94 of you said yes. 70 of you said no. So per the usual.
Wait, you had 94 yes, you said, Brooks?
Yeah, 94 say yes.
Oh, majority of folks say they're going to the beach.
Yeah, majority say they're going out there. They're going to be stretched out with their towel because you can do that. If you're just joining us, yes, all of those restrictions have been lifted as of today. So you don't have to just go out there and exercise, as we have been saying the past few weeks. Now you can actually go out there and relax, chill out, hang out. They're just saying don't get in groups bigger than 10, practice social distancing, of course, and do what you got to do to stay safe. Now, before we go, we do just want to recognize some very, very, very special people. Keitha has her shirt on. I have my shirt on. Steve does. It's hidden somewhere, saying superheroes in scrubs. This is Nurses Appreciation Week, so we've been celebrating and saluting the nurses here all around, but especially here on the First Coast. So if you watch First Coast News at noon or at 5:45, there you will see those different pieces. Or of course, during Good Morning Jacksonville in the 6 o'clock hour, you will see us highlighting a nurse every single day this week. But yeah, we're repping our shirts. And matter of fact, and these shirts will be available. Is that correct?
I'm sorry? What did you say?
Will be available for people to get superheroes and scrub shirts.
I know next week a lot of us are going out to different hospitals and giving these shirts to nurses. I don't know about the general public. I don't want to put a fib out there. Not sure.
Y'all didn't hear me say that, but either way, you can always enjoy it by just looking at ours. But we do appreciate you all for joining us. We're here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 8 o'clock. And as we go, thank you again, Steve and Keitha, for being here. But as we go, we just want you to take a moment as we play a few images just to see some of the great work that folks are doing right here on the First Coast. We'll see you tomorrow.